Hello, hello. Check, check. Mic check. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome. Right, so just quickly before I do anything, this video is not sponsored in any way, or is not scripted in any way. This is in response to a video I posted recently on this final activation of this Rift station, the very last mega structure in the game, which is not that one. I do believe it's that one. This one. So these mega structures were recently added into the game as a patch with some new enemy. Well, I won't say new enemy types. Just the bosses have been upgraded, and they're not easy to deal with. I do believe the AI cores have changed. So they added some crazy HP bosses that are resistant to almost every damage type. So you need to diversify your defenses. Absolutely necessary, otherwise you'll get plastered. I mean, in the previous video I posted, you'll see one of them actually broke through, or come very close to breaking through. I'm going to try and make this video as quick as possible, but it is, yeah, to explain everything, it's not going to be that quick. And this is in response to Vlad 3818. This one's for you, my friend. So I'm gonna
hostile creatures are coming from a nearby nest.
Start from the beginning.
And clear it
so
out.
Just to clear this up, this save file was from when the game first released. All I did was loaded the previous save before the last fight, the original Rift Station, and went from there. So yeah, I wasn't feeling going through it again. So first and foremost, you're gonna need, as you can see, I've named certain things here. The farm is, this place is very important, and I would suggest, especially if it's if you're starting again from the start, I would highly recommend this place I'm going to show you now. Even if you're not, even if you've got a previous save, if you don't know where to put your farm or anything about it, this is where you want to be. I will show you. So Vlad, I know I'm saying that wrong, mate, so you're gonna have to forgive me on that one. Vlad wanted to know, where did I get the water from, and is it possible to store water from other planets / biomes? I'm going to show you where I got most of my water from, and yes, it is possible to store it in one place and send it to another place, but you need to have an outpost at the place you're sending it from, and obviously an outpost or a headquarters to where you're sending it to. I don't know if I've got enough space to set up a quick demonstration, but I will show you what you need to do it, or I'll break down one of my setups. I think we're at water, right next to water now. No, this is plasma. So this is the farm. This place is very important. You could argue this is excessive. You don't need to take over the whole map, but if you do, it is highly beneficial, and yeah, it saves you a hell of a lot of trouble. You see, I'm producing all these things. So let me just quickly go over to here. And I've got one down here. It's better off to show you. Right, so this is one setup. So you have a harvesting station and a cultivator. So the cultivator will plant said crops. The harvest station will send out drones, 4 drones per station, to harvest said crops, which are these plants. You can see here. I mean, if you're playing the game, you've at least got an idea. You'll know about the plants and etc. Now, this is arguably the best way to accumulate your resources without having to worry too much. So you're gonna need a farm, yeah. And again, yeah, you can see these are the old style AI hubs. So this goes to show you this save was before the update, because you can't get these anymore. They're not. If I build one now, I'll show you now. And they look like this. See, completely different. So that's what the new ones look like, and that's the old ones. So yeah, that just goes to show this was made before the patch. It's not recent, so I'm not trying to say, yeah, I've done all this recently. I did this a very long time ago, and once I finished the game, I just kept the save. I didn't delete it, because obviously you can see there's a lot of work gone into this. It's not strategically planned out. I could have planned it out a lot better to maximize space, but we didn't have mega structures, so I didn't really need that much space. I just did it anyway because this map doesn't get attacked. So water. So let me just find. I'll use this pile of sludge as a demonstration. So if you want to send water somewhere, obviously you're going to need a pump. So let's just say I place the pump there, right? So there's a pump there. Oh, what I do is I can't use that. I'm using it enough, yeah. So just imagine there's a pump there. Take your pipe from your pump. Yeah. Then you're going to need it's in here. You're going to need one of these liquid compressor. There's 2 of these. One's a compressor, yeah, which is that one, and this one is a decompressor, which is that one. They are almost identical, but they're not. So you can get them mixed up. So I would recommend you just read carefully when you're placing them. Decompressor and compressor. So when you want to send your liquid somewhere, get your pipe. So just again, imagine there's a pipe at the other end of that, and it's giving me 200 sludge. So I will pipe that. To the compressor. So there, if it was plugged in and turned on, that would be sending 200 sludge into the compressor, and it will compress it into a smaller form, which is doing here. So this is the pipe, that's the sludge, 200 sludge. It's getting converted into water there. So one sludge pipe will give you 200 water per second. And there's the compressor. I mean, I've actually got one. Okay, yeah, so there's the compressor. It's compressing the liquid. And if I click on this, I can't, it will just compress it. It's the decompressor. So we've sent 200 sludge into that compressor. So this is the decompressor. This is all the liquid you can compress. Basically anything in the game, any liquid in the game you can compress, from water to supercoolant to sludge to resin. You can see it, it's all there. Mud, morphium, magma, flammable gas. So the ones in the grey, I've got none available. So at the moment, there I've got 2,900 litres of morphium per second in use in gold, 800 per second, available in gold at the very end, 200 per second. So again, if you want to compress any liquid, whether it's water, sludge, mud, morphium, or plasma, pump liquid compressor. Okay, more on that in a second. So you got 6 megastructures. I have 2 on this map. One up here. And the other one is over here. This is the resource megastructure. So ideally you want to plant this one wherever your farm is, because it does it boosts the productivity of your farms. I mean, it doesn't say here, I can't get up a description, but when you go to build it, it will tell you what it's doing. This takes a hell of a lot of water and yeah, a lot of power. So this one is sucking 2,500 litres of water a second and 16,000 energy a second, plus 15 plant biomass a second, just to keep this one going. So that's one. The one over here is the AI cores. This one allows you to place defensive towers without having to use so many AI cores. Now this is ridiculous. To build this, yeah, to build this, it takes 30,000 energy a second. But to even get it going, you need an extortionate amount of AI cores. I mean, it is criminal.
There's an intense aurora in the
You
sky.
can see all these new
Prepare
ones
for an
here I had
ion
to
storm.
place to
It's
put up.
going to disable a lot of equipment.
And this is only some. I mean, I could go around the map. I have more over here. I think there's more here. And there's a few more scattered around here. You need loads of these cores to even get that building on the ground. It's stupid.
The ion storm is disabling our equipment.
So that's the farm. And this is where, I mean, if you don't want to run around this map, this would be the best place to get all your water from. And like I said, because it wasn't a new save, it was an old save, I had already built this. It wasn't much space. And to be fair, I didn't want to have to redesign everything. It would have, it would have took too long in having to dismantle stuff and then to get it all working again. So I squeezed in what I could squeeze in and built the rest at my headquarters. So we have the AI core megastructure and the farm megastructure. And the rest of the megastructures are at my headquarters. You don't need to build them all in the same place. I would highly recommend you don't try to do that, because you need stupid amounts of resources to power even one. I mean, this planet, you probably could, if you started from scratch. If I started from scratch, I probably could squeeze all 6 of them here. There's enough sludge to make power. You could probably power all of them here if you had designed it specifically for that and laid it out specifically for that. You could probably do that. You'd have to probably sacrifice room for your farms. I mean, all these little dots are drones picking up resources. I have a farm there. There's one over here. There's one over here. There's one here. There's one here, and there's one here. This one up here is not complete because I didn't need it. You can see this one here I've started, but I realised I didn't need it. I'm making way enough resources. So anyway, let's go to the headquarters. So headquarters. This is where I have the last 3 resources. And I would highly recommend you make your farm in that acidic zone. One, if you get lucky with the map generation, you'll get shitloads of sludge like I did. 2, the enemy attacks there are practically non-existent. Once you take over the map like I did, they're non-existent. They don't come. So you don't even need defenses, but I would recommend some. The biome I've got my headquarters in is the jungle. I do believe it's the jungle biome. It's where I started, where you first start. Is where I keep these other things. So this is where I first started. here, it was not this big. What I did, and what I would recommend everybody else do, is play the game normally until you can leave. When you first leave this biome, yeah, I do believe it takes you to that acidic place. Once you get there, stay there. Take over the map, stay there until you have everything set up. Do all your research there, set your farm up, and don't leave until you at least have fusion power. That's what I did anyway. I've made a very small base here. This is the start. So when I first loaded in the game, I found this wall. I would highly recommend you find something like this. I found this wall which gives me a hard edge, so I don't need to waste defensive towers or energy defending this side, because you can see there's a big wall there. So when I first come here, it was probably from here down to this area and then across. It was very small, just to keep it defendable, because you ain't got a lot when you first start, and you only need to last long enough to get off this planet into that acidic place. Once you get there, stay there. Don't leave until you have at least fusion power. And then obviously when you come back, as you're going through the game, you just expand it, make it bigger. You're gonna need to make it bigger. There's no question. If you're gonna planning on these mega structures, you're going to need space. So I would start building big. If you start off small and then try and fit these in afterwards, no, just don't. Save your time, build big. So this one, this is the very last one to activate. I'm going to activate it in a sec and go through it again. To power this, yeah, this is, I mean, I thought this was going to be impossible. You need 150,000 energy a second, 1,000 water a second, 1,500 flammable gas a second, 1,000 super coolant, and 1,000 super plasma.
Is coming from a nearby nest.
Just to turn the keys on this bad boy, and you can see it's a lot. You can see I've got 185,000 extra energy. Yeah, 16.4 mil energy storage, and it's just about enough. I will show you in a sec anyway. So that's the other one. This one here is like the rift stabilization for that big one. So originally you had the small rift station, which was I can't see it anymore because it's not there. But anyway, so yeah, when you get the small rift station and you need the 4 rift stabilizing things, this is basically a bigger version of that. It looks pretty cool, but again, this thing takes 15,000 energy to run and 500 super coolant. So again, it's extremely taxing on your resources. It's a lot. And then we have this one over here. This is the archaeology workshop. So this is basically just a bigger form of your um, research lab. Basically, you say that, yeah, it's just a bigger form of that. But again, it's yeah, 50,000 energy to run that puppy. So just to run that, and that, it's 75,000 energy just to run them two. And then I have this one, add in this 150,000. Yeah, it's stupid. So as you can see, these are my decompressors, like I explained earlier. So this is sending, if I go, this is giving me my flammable gas to power that. And the best place to get your flammable gas would be I think it's the titanium place. Is it the crystal? No, not the crystal carrier. Yeah, it's the titanium, the lava place. This place has tons of stuff for flammable gas. You can make loads of it there. So that's where all my flammable gas is coming from. And that's all this side here. All these decompressors are decompressing flammable gas. This is my supercoolant, I do believe. Yeah. Now, supercoolant, you can get that from anywhere. You just need power to produce it. And again, supercoolant. No, this is water. This one, I do believe. And no, this is the supercoolant. This is what's making the extra supercoolant that I need and sending it into there.
Warning, a new group of hostile creatures is coming from a
Base
nearby nest.
defenses. So, if you know about the new, is that one down there, or is that a nest? I think it's a nest. Let me just go down there and see, just get rid of that nest. Weapon wise, these railguns are OP as fuck. I would highly recommend the use of them. Shotguns. Okay, this is a base nest, whatever you want to call it.
A small piece of comet is going to hit close to our position.
This is a hostile nest, Ashley. We have to destroy it to stop these creatures from attacking us.
There is a lot of them inside. This might be difficult.
This should stop them from gathering in this area and improve our chances
Right, so
of survival.
base defenses, this is going to be important, otherwise
Okay.
you're
let's
going to
get
get
back to our
extremely
primary objectives.
frustrated with them bosses. I would diversify your defense as much as possible because they spawn with I would say random resistance. Some of them are resistant to almost everything apart from one damage type, and if you ain't got that one damage type, you're screwed completely.
It's hit the ground.
I
Let's head there
use,
quickly and see what we can learn.
to deal with this, I use shotguns, laser towers as the first line of defense against the wall. So I would place a lightning tower, and I will put shotguns either side of said tower, like so. And behind those, or next to them, depending on the space you have, I use artillery. These are artillery towers, and they would normally go behind the shotguns. If you can't, then just put them next to it. It's fine. So the shotguns and the lightning tower will shred anything that gets close. Anything that gets close. Then the artillery, obviously it's got further reach, so that starts pounding enemies before they even get to the wall. Then I have these portal bombs to go that little bit further out to do damage as they're coming in. And what is most important is your heavy artillery. Now, if you're gonna do this last rift activation, you're gonna need a ton of these heavy artilleries. Shit you not, you're gonna need loads. Make sure every corner is covered. If you've got one corner that is not covered, that's the side you're gonna lose first. Make sure you have artillery. You can see this was a downfall of mine. This corner here is not, you can see the radar doesn't reach out, so the artillery doesn't fire. It stops at this circle. This circle here is the furthest that my artillery towers will shoot. This is this one standing next to it. Heavy artillery will shoot to here. Now make sure every corner is covered. I'm going to cover this one in a sec. As it goes, I might leave it just to show you what happens if it is not covered and you get one of those new bosses attacking the side that is not covered. I would recommend, yeah, trust me, and do not be shy on your shields. You can see here there's just a pure line of shields. You might think that's a bit excessive. Trust me, it is not excessive. This 32k, yeah, at 28k, watch how quickly that disappears when I activate it. So I've got 28k on the first wall, 32k on the second wall, and then these guns are 28 and 32 respectively. Shield generators are 36. And you're thinking, you got shield generators, why have you got health? That just goes to show you're gonna need a shit ton of shield generators, because it is very possible they're gonna break it. They will break it. The way these new bosses work, yeah, they shoot, to say artillery, they shoot artillery from far away, and it goes over your wall. So if your little switches, you know, your little energy connectors are not protected, say goodnight. Yeah, game over. I'm gonna just give you a quick demonstration now of what it's like, because this video is getting, we're already like 30 minutes into it. So I'm going to activate it and just show you. So just bear in mind, yeah, I've got 185,000 extra energy plus 16 mil in reserves. Yeah, now watch what happens when I turn this on. And I can find it now. I've got myself lost over here somewhere. Watch what happens when I turn this on. Now I'm hoping I'll get a boss over here so I can just show you what happens when you're not highly defended. I mean, this down here is not, if I remember correctly, there's not enough shields down here. But I'm going to start this anyway just to show you what happens. So watch my energy go from 180, yeah, down to 75, 39, 15k. From 185 down to 15k, just turning on that bad boy. And now I've got to wait 300 seconds for this thing to charge. Now if anything runs out while this is charging, so if I run out of water, or if I run out of gas, if I run out of any of those resources, it will stop and you need to start again. And you can't start again straight away, so you have to, it will stop, the attack will still continue.
Base is under attack.
Then when the attack's finished, oh look, perfect, look, I've got a boss over here. Well, let's go to this wall and show you. Now remember how much shielding I had on this wall? Down here. You can already hear the shields now, they're busted, they're broken. That one, look, that one boss, look at the shields, down to 7k. And that's all because that one boss, the firepower it brings is, yeah, it's insane. So that corner will be okay now, but yeah, you can see, look, 30 odd k. So if you're thinking like you've got 2 or 3 shields and you're doing like 16k or 8k shields, forget about it, that will be gone straight away. Barely just survived that corner. And let's go over here, and let's go down here and see this wall. This had less defense. I got 36, but a lot of these generators here are not protected. And this attack is at least 10 minutes. I ain't gonna lie, it's very long. So we've got a boss over here. When you see them skulls, yeah, it's a boss. You see they're launching things over the wall. My shotgun's going crazy. Again, you can see, so my whole base is covered by shotguns, artillery. Got another boss coming in down here.
Base is under attack.
I'll try and draw the boss over to me. If you can, get the boss to follow you along your wall. That way everything will shoot it and it will die quick. They got one of my connect. Oh, it's up top. I know where that is.
There is a breach in our walls.
Up here. Oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I know what this is. This was my distraction. I have so many walls here because there's no shields. I have so many walls there because there is no shields, and it's just a distraction. So it's like just a corner on a corner to make them go somewhere else. While everything shoots them. So that. Again, we're only at 85 seconds and we've still got 215. So it's about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes to get this thing. It takes a while. See these fucking things traveling around, so if you're not, yeah, you need to watch your connections and make sure they have protection. Okay, he will stay there. That wall looks good. They're just cannon fodder up there, and it should be okay. Let's go down here. There's this guy down here. You can see what's going on here. There's no enemies, yeah. This guy is launching artillery. Look. See that? These new bosses, look how far away he is. And he's launching artillery at your walls. This is what happens. This is why you need a lot of shield. Because once they start doing that, and look, you can see he's done it so much, he doesn't give you enough time to regen. If you don't get rid of him, you just keep doing it. So I'm gonna go and what I would do is I will draw him. I'd make him come to the wall. I got one over here.
Destroyed.
We've got two bosses down here. Okay. Right, if I can get them to come. I can get them to come up here. Come on. That's it.
Base is under attack.
You can see how much damage they soak up. It takes a lot to kill one of them things. Got all these fucking come closer, that's it. Thank you.
Base is under attack.
This one just generating more monsters.
Station power up sequence is 50% ready.
Alright, it's only halfway done. Yeah, see this dude, they even heal themselves now, and that will make a healing cloud and heal all the enemies around it as well. So yeah, they're not easy to deal with. So we're halfway done. We're 163 out of 300. So to do the very last rift station, to do this and finally get home, you're going to need, I mean, so I'm left with 15.4k out of 185, so you could get away with 180 or 170, but make sure you've got more than 16 to mil in reserves, because it won't last. I tried, before I actually managed to do it, I tried 3 times, and I had like I think I had like 130,000 plus energy and 12 mil in reserves. It was gone before it was even 25% complete. Energy was gone. I had to start again. and you don't want to have to start again, because like I said, yeah, the attack won't stop. The attack still carries on, and you potentially will lose your base. So make sure you have enough resources to last this well, it's got to be 15 minutes. We're at 192. That is ridiculously long time to defend. I mean, nothing's happening now, but I do believe I'll get attacked again while that's going up. So in short, I would say, don't go for no less than 170,000 plus energy, and have a shit ton of reserve energy if you do. Water, plasma and supercoolant. Make sure you have enough of everything. And shields, make sure your walls are shielded accordingly. One or two shields is not gonna be enough. I repeat, one or two shields is not going to be enough. You will lose your base. I would aim for, I'd say 28k on your wall. Minimum 28k minimum on your walls. And yes, you do need these health, because when your shields go, if your nothing is getting repaired, you will lose things very quickly. These new bosses are kind of OP, if I'm honest. They're very strong, and as you can see, they're resistant to, some of them are resistant to everything bar one form of damage. So if you're missing that one form of damage, you're screwed. I mean, I don't have every form of damage against my walls, but most things are not resistant to physical damage, plus explosions and electric. So that's my formula. The shotguns, they deal with a high amount of enemies. They're very strong. The laser towers, electric towers, sorry, lightning towers to be precise, again, will deal with more than one enemy, and they are extremely strong. They will shred anything that gets close to your wall without fail. And then your artillery behind it, you can see the artillery towers, and you're gonna also need the rods. I've got one over here somewhere. I should have one over here somewhere. Alright, I don't have one over here somewhere. What I mean by rods is these. I've got one here somewhere because I can't place this one. I'll place this one here. You're gonna need these things purely because they will take out a load of enemies, and they have extremely high reach, so they will shoot at almost just as far as your artillery towers. And I tend to place some close to the wall and some away from the wall, so when groups of enemies get to the wall, the rods will shoot outside the wall. This yellow and black line what I've made on the outside, so I know roughly what's going on. So again, farm is highly recommended that you do this farm in the acidic plains. It's a must. I'm getting all this from there. I would just focus on palladium, titanium, and cobalt. Is really what you're gonna use a lot of to deal with your defensive, high-level defensive towers and fusion power plants. So you're gonna need a farm. You might get away with not taking over the whole map that I did, but I would recommend just take over the whole map. And make sure you have water, plasma, and super coolant in abundance. Again, to store water and send it, liquid compressors. So again, a liquid compressor will compress the liquid so you can send it, and the decompressor will decompress it and pump it to wherever you want it to go. So in that one, on whichever planet you want to put that on, and then the decompressor to take it out and use it. Again, it's just a matter of running a pipe to wherever you want it to go to. And obviously you need to select what you want to decompress.
Prime Rig Station has finished charging. The quantum synchronization core is ready.
I don't know what to say. We made it, Mr. Riggs. We can go home now.
That is true, Ashley. All you have to do now is activate the portal.
Now I'll activate this.
The preparations we made were demanding. Every megastructure, every modification, every upgrade pushed us to the edge of what was possible. But it worked. When the portal to Earth finally opened, I was able to convince Riftbreaker Command that a large-scale pacification force was not needed.
And that's that.
Instead,
so
they
in
sent
short,
engineers and researchers, not soldiers,
Mr. Flad,
not conquerors. The Arcology Project
Power.
gave the first
You're gonna need
settlers
a lot of
something no
power.
colonization mission ever had before. Time.
So go with farm
Time
on
to
the
study the
acidic
planet.
plains,
Time to understand it. Time to choose where to
and
live
build the
without
rest
destroying what was already
where
here.
your headquarters is.
Technology became the
I hope
bridge
this
between
was
two
useful.
worlds.
If you have
Humans
any more
and
questions,
Galatea, working together.
just put a comment in the video
not
and
against
I'll
each other.
answer any questions
I am
accordingly.
proud of what we
Hope this
accomplished
was
here.
useful. Enjoy the rest of your day/evening.
The extra effort paid off.